NIO stock price has shown a very unpredictable gap down after a dramatic push up, now slowly grinding down, showing a little bit of life within the last few days' action. Will we finally see a bounce come rising back to $5 come the next few days in or weeks, or will we see the downside continue to play out within the short sellers' advantage? My name is Dylan from Dylan Trades. We're going to break down, analyze ticker symbol NIO. It's going first to the weekly. On the weekly analysis, NIO has made a 100% retracement from initially consolidating, getting extremely tight within about a 5-day pinch, which we monitored on the channel, coming around, I believe it was July or so. Within this descending channel base, absolutely primed for a boom upside, but now we're right back here with a very unsuspected pullback. If you all have tuned into our last technical update, we did expect this upside to play out within this little green week, and that did start to come into life here, pushing up to 580, but then a very unexpected pullback. And that's extremely obvious looking at NIO here. I mean, the technicals did not align for this type of movement after you see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 week slow descent. Now looking to go red to green within a huge red to green version. It doesn't make a whole lot of technical sense why you've seen the pullback, but once you did knock below this very large wick candle, the downside continued to step into play, which did make sense at that point in time. So you're going to want to see a close over that $5 level, most definitely from the weekly. It's hard to be too bullish here if you don't see that strong confirmation. Last weekly candle showing a doji candle, which is forming a decision after this big drop off. We will see NIO make up its mind coming in next week. Back testing this big descending resistance, formerly resistance, now turn support. If we just get that clear here for you all, I mean, this is just a monster back. This a 100% retracement, now teetering in this former consolidation zone, now in this descending trend line. NIO was sitting in a spot where quite literally has all the cards in its favor within the support levels, with this massive retracement offering investors to step in. But obviously the price isn't quite equated to that movement, still sitting, getting thin here. So you're going to want to see momentum, clear as day here from NIO, holding that come end of week. You haven't held a positive week come end of day, end of week, holding its gain since all the way back here around, it was $7. So very unsuspected pullback, I may say so myself. Technical analysis in these instances doesn't always play out to an exact T, and NIO did do the improbable. I mean, really beautiful red to green reversion coming to multiple areas of value, and you didn't see that upside. It did happen quick, right, as we thought, but it didn't continue to play out with these big green candles. So very surprising. With that being said, now we have to jump to the daily in this very interesting time frame to peel back the layers a little bit more, see what we can analyze here. Stock price broke out of a very clean descending triangle, which we were monitoring as this was building, getting tight, then boom, big upside, volume stepping into play, all the cards laid out with a positive catalyst that upside is in your favor. That did happen, but once again, pulling back at the inverted hammer candle, and after that, boom, big gap down. This gap down just kind of crushed the morale of a lot of buyers. Finally seeing that upside, but not playing up to fruition. And then we've just been dreading off. With this kind of price, it's just very, very lackluster. You're not seeing any substance. The one green candle gets shot down immediately. But as of right now, to the contrary, it actually does look good for a short-term position. So NIO here is obviously seeing this very big downside, just so beat up here if we zoom out a little bit. Within this overall descending channel, our stock is effectively just bouncing around like a ping pong ball, right? Just bouncing around to get that quick pop to the top. And we didn't quite get the hole. Now we're almost at the bottom, and showing this thin little hammer candle here, presented with this doji, and the way it's kind of scooping now, finally closing with 2 green weeks. You would expect a red to green reversion. A strong day to come Tuesday, tomorrow, Wednesday. But the question is, does that subside? You're going to want to see stock price get up, and get over $5. Really needs to get over $5 here. That's one of the biggest psychological levels. I cannot preface how key that is. All right, we're going to mark that up, actually. I'm not sure why that isn't marked up. Must have accidentally deleted it. Keep an eye on $5 here, man. Super key. If you see $5 broken clean, you could see the upside. That was the same indication not too long ago around here, around, I think it was 480 or so. Turning this area over $5, boom, and 580, which is about, coming on close, about a 18% or so movement. The sellers have been dominant within a very nasty regression. But with this being said, very quick pullback, very fast from high to low, 20%. Now showing two bullish reversal candles after ending this downtrend, pop, 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 unexpectedly now looking to reverse. So I would expect a good day coming here, pushing up to, say, this last candle high, which will be a short-term resistance around 485, but you just don't know how much this is going to give the substance that the buyers want to see until you see it. If you see a huge, massive green candle, just a monstrous movement here, giving a really clean day, perhaps going as high as close to $5 in one day, we could be right back on the table for upside. But as of right now, you're going to want to see a very aggressive scoop within price action to liquidate these very aggressive sellers. With that being said, that is all we can get out of the daily. We're now going to jump to the hourly, being the short-term analysis. It's really good for the short term. I know we also said, or just said rather, that we would expect that upside come the next few days, but this is a more concrete perspective. So just as there is a descending channel on the daily within this descending channel going down and down, on the hourly there is as well. Right, clearly seeing this descending channel getting right towards the top, and this is to a T. Textbook to a T. Currently at the top, where we're going to see a big rejection come Tuesday, heading right back down, probably towards 445, or the more probable, I would assess about an 8 out of 10 to 7.5 out of 10 probability, we will snap over 472 here, looking to get that rise to start to get up towards 485, the short-term resistance, which is a good one to watch. As of right now, there's a pretty nice gap between those two. I would expect, nice little, not too much, only 3%, but that being said, I mean, the doorway is open here. I mean, it's super regressed in this descending channel. Finally starting to show some signs of life here from the short term. If the buyers are going to step up, it should be now. And if it doesn't happen, I would expect stock to continue to dread down and dread down. Here is quite a depressing chart to look at. I'm not going to lie. Very unsuspected, and this kind of activity definitely does lead you to believe there's some sort of naked short selling, some sort of institutional manipulation, something going on with the stock. It's very rare that we're ever going to say that here in the channel, but very weird pullback, kind of going against all technicals. Definitely going to want to keep an eye on you here from the short term. If aggressive upside is presented in the next few days, man, there's a huge negative downtrend here. Just so much oversold territory. You could see a nice regression here, most definitely, but it's just going to be the matter of question, is it momentarily or will it be permanent? That question will be depicted off a $5 break with strength and, more importantly, volume. If any of you found value in today's stock price forecast, drop a like and a sub down below. We'll continue to track and cover NIO stock price about 1 to 2 times per week. Have a good one, everyone.